The tango for export. Then there are another places where you can see local people dancing tango. These are the milongas. In the milongas, the porteños are the inhabitants of Buenos Aires, dance tango. Okay? So, well, now we are going to see some of them in San Telmo. Let me tell you that the tango was born here, but it was completely different to the dance we know nowadays. It was a duel. It was born as a duel, a competition between two men. Just men dance tango. Sometimes they dance, they fight with a knife. So as one of them could die, it was a violent dance, it was prohibited. Originally, people danced it on the corners in the street, you know? So that's why the police prohibited. But then, the Creoles, the immigrants, still dancing tango in private places, in the prados, in the cabarets, while they wait for the ladies. So tango was still prohibited for the aristocracy because, of course, they didn't like this music. They considered that it was the music from the poor classes. So the aristocracy didn't dance it. But the tango became more sensual when the ladies from the prados started to dance tango in order to conquer the men that went there. Yeah? Well, let me show you one of the tango places, La Ventana, on the right side. Yeah? The White House with the Argentinian flags. That is a tango show, yeah? A tango house, La Ventana. When you go to a tango show, probably, of course nobody will tell you that, but probably you see that, how the tango was changing as the time went by, okay? I mean, there are some songs and musics where you can see the men dancing tango, yeah? Well, that is the beginning of the tango. Then you're going to see that, for example, the dress when the ladies started to dance tango, that's why the outfit is very sensual, you know, with the short skirts and the high heels, you know, the shoes with the high heels. Well, that was because it was a dance from the prostitutes, from the cabarets, yeah? So it was like this, that's true. But when the music went to France, you know, in France it was accepted. It became a successful music because the French fell in love with the tango. They considered that the tango was an exotic dance, completely different to the dances that were at that time. So the French, in the Moulin Rouge, of course, in the big brothels of France, started to dance it. And in the late 1800s, as you could see, the aristocracy from Buenos Aires copied everything from Europe. That's why all the north area of the city and the buildings we saw in downtown had an European style, yeah? Because the aristocracy from here copied everything from there. So that's why they say, if the French dance tango, we have to dance it, yeah? So it came back and it became the citizen music. That was in the 1900s. So the golden times of the tango was more or less in the early 1900s. So it was born here as a duel, as a violent dance. It became sensual in the brothels, in the cabarets, but it was prohibited. It went to France, it was accepted, it came back. That's the story of our tango, okay? On the right side you can see La Comparsita, tango bar, that is a milonga. Milonga, it's a tango bar. So people go there, it's a bar. People go there, drink or eat something, whatever they want. Usually there is a lesson, and then after the lesson, just music. Hours and hours of music, tango music, where the local people and the brave ones can dance. There are milongas and tanguerías everywhere in Buenos Aires, not only in San Telmo. The ones in San Telmo are more traditional, yeah, private places, small places, but there are milongas and tanguerías everywhere, yeah, in every neighborhood of the city. On the right side there is another tango house, El Viejo Almacén. A tango mural on the left side too. Yeah. Okay, with the accordion. The famous, the large accordion, the bandoneon. So typical from that music. Well, on the left side, there is a monument, a big monument. It's a family pushing a piece of rock, a big stone. The name is Canto al Trabajo, the song to labor. It represents the effort, the sacrifice of a family pushing the big stone. It was made by the sculptor, was an Argentinian guy, Rogelio Urrutia. Yeah, Rogelio Urrutia. It was built in 1992. Behind it, there is a neoclassic building. It is the engineering school of the University of Buenos Aires. Maybe when we go ahead, you will be able to see it. The University of Buenos Aires is public and free. It is the most prestigious university in Argentina. And then, as soon as we go ahead, you will find two twin buildings on the left side. That is the farming ministry, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishing and Livestock. The three most important economical activities of our country. Well, my friends, now we are going to get off San Telmo, to get into San Telmo again. Estados Unidos Street, the one on the right.
So that would be like our Grand Exchange?
Okay. Yeah, very old buildings. Well, some of them, huh?
Back in the day.
Yeah. The ministries, the museums are very impressive. Grand buildings. Yeah. But take a look here. I told you that San Telmo is Bohemian. Well, as soon as we go ahead, maybe you will be able to feel that, right? There are narrow streets, narrow sidewalks, cobblestones in the streets, lots of colonial buildings. San Telmo is the mixture nowadays of the colonial style, some houses that were completely abandoned, houses that were abandoned by the aristocracy after the epidemics I mentioned before, cholera and yellow fever, and were taken by immigrants, families of immigrants. There are some communal houses in San Telmo. I repeat again, they are the old houses that were abandoned by the aristocracy, that were taken by lots of families of immigrants. There is one that was occupied by 32 families after the yellow fever epidemic. Yeah. So in San Telmo, there are both things. Yeah. Old buildings that were taken, that are completely abandoned, and other ones